Welcome.
Welcome.
everyone. My name is Floch the Jaegerist, and today,
Don't look at it. Bro. I knew he was gonna do that.
Welcome. I'm Beluga the Jaegerist, and today we're gonna be doing a podcast going over controversial things yet again, because I'm obviously Beluga. So
Yeah, welcome.
Why say that?
And I have shit takes, and I'm an ending defender. Alright, let's do it.
yup, and today we're gonna be collaborating with Mirror and Binger.
Binger, the most beautiful human being ever created.
Wait, have we actually started?
Yup.
I believe Mirror has recorded this chicanery, yes. Okay, so I made a quiz a while back. The question was, is Floch a fascist? There was 3 answers. One of them was yes, one of them was no, and one of them was we don't have enough info. And that is the position that I took, and that's the correct answer, and that's when I made it. People got extremely pissed off, saying, "Oh no, he's obviously a fascist," and whining and complaining and such. So I want to talk to you gentlemen today about this. People who disagree with me, you'll notice that none of them are here. I don't know why they're not here, since supposedly they can defend their beliefs, but they're not here. They didn't want to come. So I have to talk to you gentlemen about this. But Kinda has some experience with this. He says, well, you got to hear Kinda's opinion later on. But I wanted to say, with this opening segment, that we do not know if Floch is a fascist or not. A couple things. A, the Eldian Empire was not firmly established yet. They were still in a state of fighting to establish a country that was safe. So there's no real domestic policy. As I just responded to a comment today, there's no Eldian constitution, there's no Eldian Bill of Rights, there's no Eldian laws or bylaws or statutes or anything. There's nothing. The other thing is that they are in a time of war, and during every single conflict throughout, even ones that didn't even involve weapons, in this country, even the United States, a Western, a democratic country, in every single conflict, even those not involving arms, civil liberties have always been suspended. No one calls Abraham Lincoln a fascist.
Depressing thing ever, man.
Yeah.
No one called Abraham Lincoln a fascist, but you know what? He arrested political dissidents.
It's depressingly quiet.
Yeah. And it's also worth mentioning that a fascist is, one person controls all the power in the government.
Seduct.
From our
So Floch
understanding,
isn't then.
Yeah. From our understanding.
Let Andy cook for a second.
Yeah. From our understanding of the story, the Queen is still technically in charge of parodies, even though people want to say that the Jaegerists were, taking over everything. Technically, there was still someone in the royal seating, pulling the strings to make sure everything was going smoothly. It was more of a insurrection than anything. It was not a fascist military
It wasn't an interruption, it was a revolution.
My bad.
Yeah.
And it was similar to what happened when the military took over, because originally the system that was established in the AOT world was 5 lords were in charge of everything, technically, because they were faking King Fritz's identity. So I guess the parliament you could say was in control of that. But a fascist is somebody who a fascist government is someone who there is one person who has all the power, and there is no military that solidifies themselves as in control. Everything comes from the big man upstairs, as opposed to communism where the government has control of everything. So if you're saying that Floch is a fascist, you'd have to say he's some sort of king or someone who commands everyone to do something, which he doesn't.
Exactly.
If anything,
Yeah.
the king.
He acts more like a general in that sense.
Yeah, he acts like a general.
Ideologically, he's a fascist. Ideologically.
No,
Okay, here we go. Explain to me.
He's a nationalist.
You're the only one who's about to explain it to me. So go ahead, please.
Okay,
Tell
look,
me.
look,
I believe
What
it is.
ideology?
look. If it walks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck, if it talks like a duck, it's a duck. You can say that he didn't get power. You can say he wasn't a dictator or whatever, but he was a fascist.
No, he
Like,
wasn't.
ideologically, he was a
Wait, can I
fascist.
explain?
Tell me what ideology.
He explicitly used the words Eldian Empire when talking about
Yes,
doing the
that's
rumbling. He
imperialism.
wants to restore his the good old days of the Eldian
Yeah.
Empire. He wants to
Bro, that's
kill
called
everybody
imperialism.
that he wants to
That's
kill everybody that
imperialism.
he sees as an enemy or as an inferior. He wants them
Xenophobia.
all dead.
Xenophobia, not fascism.
He took
Yeah,
xenophobia,
xenophobia,
power.
imperialism. This is not
He
fascism.
took power by force.
No. Listen to this, okay?
Wait, let him speak. Let him speak.
I
Wait,
wanna
let
hear
me
this
say his
nonsense.
point fully.
I want to hear this nonsense
Just
for a second.
like, what do you think? Like, what would you say is like the hallmarks of like a fascist ideology? Not talking about, like whether the structure, whether they took power
Okay,
or not.
great.
Ideology.
Thank you for asking the question. Here's what I'd say to that: a person who controls the lives of his population, where the population has very few rights and it's very authoritarian. That's what it would be. That's what fascism would be. Another thing would be, they have the bundle of sticks and the axe. They have the symbol. You know what I'm talking about?
Try it again.
It's the
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
it's the we're stronger together. That would be the only thing I'd say, because that's sort of a more collectivist,
Yeah.
nationalist, more like where in the U.S. we have individual
Yeah.
freedom and personal determination. But we cannot make a giant headcanon political system based upon a few acts we took again during a time of war. Wartime is completely different than
No,
peacetime. Again,
you're focusing way too much on like the structure, like whether he actually took power or not. Or
I'm
these
not
kind
gonna
of
lie,
things.
Beluga,
no,
I'm
what
talking
you're saying.
ideologically.
Wait, Beluga,
I'm not
what
even
you're
saying
right
whether
now
he took
doesn't.
power or not. I'm
What you're saying right.
Fascism is about
I don't think that's
domestic
Beluga
policy.
talking.
It's domestic policy. It's how much of the citizens' lives do I control? How many rights do the citizens of my country
No,
have?
that's called authoritarian.
Hey,
Yes,
can I
yes,
ask you?
exactly.
You can be a
Can I-
far left authoritarian. You can be a far right authoritarian.
Yeah,
A fascist is a far right authoritarian.
Can I ask you a question?
Authoritarian. What makes things authoritarian?
Can I ask you a question, Kidna?
Yeah, sure.
Was two questions. Was the Jaegerist movement a mass political movement?
Yeah,
No, it wasn't, because there was no propaganda associated with it.
there was.
It wasn't even an official thing. Now let me ask you
I
Obviously,
this:
it
have
wasn't
to
official.
disagree with that, actually.
how it wasn't a political?
It was a
What do you mean?
grassroots.
The rumbling is a
It was
political. The rumbling is a political.
Or like
maneuver.
citizens like.
That's
that
more of a
was,
citizens thing. That's not an official government.
Yeah, it's not an official government. It's still a,
It doesn't
it's
need
still
to be
a
official.
political
Who said it needs to be
It's like
official?
it's like it was like not like under the government, right?
Yeah. Okay. Well, let me ask the second question. Was Floch's takeover through diplomacy or military force? Yes or no?
Military force.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's military force, of course.
You said military force?
Yeah,
Yeah. Isn't
Okay,
that a
that's the
trade?
definition of imperialism. He's an imperialist. There you go.
No.
yeah, exactly.
What?
Kindo, where is the authoritarianism?
Do we have to go
Without
through? Do we have to go through like basic terms? That's not what an imperialist is. Like an
Yes, it is.
imperialist is not somebody who takes over their own country.
Well, yeah. But
Imperialism is
Kindo,
when you
where's
take over other countries.
authoritarianism?
A policy
where's
exceeding a
authoritarianism?
country's power through diplomacy or military force.
Not your own
That-
country, bro.
that is-
Other countries.
Even your own country.
No, that's just wrong. Okay, listen. I'll go through a checklist of what I think history has told us, like what fascists are, what they believe in, and you tell me if it matches.
You say
with
they're
Floch, okay?
authoritarian. Where's the authoritarianism? Just tell me where it is.
I'll tell you. I'll go through it step by step. Okay. So
Okay.
The most simple definition for fascism is a far right authoritarian. right? There's other stuff, but that's like the most basic definition.
Yeah.
Now, starting off, how did the Jaegerists get power? Did they get power by asking for it, or did they bypass all the like democratic mechanisms and took it by force? Like they bypassed everything and they took it by force because they thought
And
they deserve it or whatever.
okay, stop right there. I just want to stop you right there for a second. Are you saying that every single revolution in history was perpetrated by fascists?
Well, no, that's why you have to let me finish. I said there are multiple things, and I'm going to like a list. Right?
Go ahead.
So the next thing, would you say Floch is he a hyper nationalist? Would you guys agree with that?
Yes.
I mean, he uses the word Eldian Empire. He was when they did the raid on Liberia, he was killing people, and his justification is they deserve it because they did it to us. So even if they're civilians, I don't care. He would just do just executions on the spot, no judicial process. He would just execute people that he felt like deserved to be executed. He was doing things like authoritarian things, like forcing all the scouts to beat up Keith, otherwise they'd be jailed. You know what I mean? Are those normal? You know, I'm just a revolutionary, bro.
Yes.
Yes, it is. Let me tell you why.
Maximilian Robespierre, are you serious?
So Abraham Lincoln like got a bunch of soldiers and told them to beat up their commander, otherwise they're gonna get locked up.
He just locked people up and disagree with the war. He locked them up, which are people who would be likely to vote against him as well.
See, right now we're blurring the lines between authoritarianism and fascism. There are parallels, but they're not the same thing, right? Just because something can be authoritarian and not fascist, right? Not everything that's authoritarian is also fascist. And I'm not saying Floch is fascist because he's mean or whatever, did bad things. He is a nationalist. He is xenophobic to a degree. Yeah. He does have visions of returning like the good old days. Like if you go to every fascist regime that's ever existed, they were hyper nationalists. They're usually xenophobic. They're far right. They're authoritarian. They're usually brutal.
The authoritarian part is to get you with.
You are missing a key point into being a fascist. You need to have a political movement associated with it.
Yeah.
So you're what does that even mean? So.
Oh no.
We interrupt this program for an ad.
What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you how to shut the fuck up. Alright, so it's actually really simple, but some people struggle with it for some reason. So all you're going to want to do is just... Don't forget...
In the Eldian Empire, I'm gonna make sure that people.
Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's compare.
Again,
Aaron.
Kinda, please.
Listen.
Kinda, he's in the middle of a war. Civil rights are and should be suspended during wartime. I think that's I have to explain this. This is not a normal circumstance.
Wait, that's a great point. I didn't even think about that.
That's not all he did. He did more
than
that.
No time in history ever in any country, no matter how
but he did more than just
civil
that.
Liberties were not suspended.
Wait. I'll bring something up. Okay, so in the times of war, when the British troops were just killing, colonists and stuff, are they fascists? Because during wartime, every single thing, when Tiber declared war and said a declaration of war, no civilians were safe. Everything was on the table. You can't just say that Floch was ideally a fascist. That kind of goes out the window because they're at war, because of what Tiber said to the entire world.
So basically what you guys are saying is, unless you have power, you can't be a fascist because you can't.
No, not even that. Because you can think like a fascist. You can be like, you can ideologically be a fascist. But my problem
so
is
what is okay? Answer this question then. What's the difference between somebody who does all the things you guys just mentioned and a fascist who does that? Like, can you do all the things that you just mentioned and not be a fascist? And can you also be a fascist and do those things?
What did I just mention? What did I mention?
Because you guys are, because like Andy right now said, is like are the rest of the world fascists because they want to declare war on parity? And I'm saying, can you?
To be fair, the rest of the world would be a fascist then.
Do you guys understand like the far right like nationalist aspect of it that I'm trying to?
Yeah, no, he's definitely far right.
In all honesty, I just don't understand any of this. I just know Floch is proud of his country, and he took over the military by force.
Is he a bad boy, Nazi boy?
Honestly,
Yeah.
He's
this is how I see it. This is how I see it. Okay, Floch, he's a bad person. He's willing to do whatever. He's willing to do anything to get what he wants.
He's a
willing to kill his own
Machiavellian
people.
character.
He's willing to kill his own people, his own soldiers that will detest against him. He is a morally bad person. He will get whatever he wants. I
He's
mean,
Machiavellian.
Is he a hyper nationalist?
probably, yeah.
Yeah,
He
definitely.
is.
So
Of course he is. But that's different than being a fascist.
So what's
Yeah, he's not a fascist.
so
We don't have
he needs to
enough
power.
I think
that
I
what you're
agree
saying?
with Beluga's poll. We do not have enough information.
Exactly. We don't have, if Floch 20 years after the rumbling is like having 50 checkpoints on a street, banning books, doing random house searches, extrajudicial
You
killings,
don't.
then yes,
You don't
of course
need to
it's
be in
fascist.
power.
Honestly,
to be a
I
fascist.
think.
I know.
I
Kinda,
think
I know.
dictator.
Listen, Kinda, listen to me very closely.
I mean, he wasn't actually in charge, though, was he?
I understand.
No,
Yeah,
was-
but like he technically was.
You don't need to wait 20 years. We saw what he did. He said, "I want to restore the Eldian Empire." He didn't say, "I want to
No.
save parity." He said,
Yes.
"I want to
Whenever-
restore the Eldian
That's him
Empire."
being an
Whenever
that's
Aaron
nationalist.
nationalist.
He's an imperialist. That's all it is.
left Paradis, right? So
Yes,
Paradis
Bush
left
is
Floch
fascist
in
too,
charge.
guys.
Wait,
So-
can I chime in and
Bush
say one
was a
more thing?
fascist, actually.
Can I chime in and
Huh?
say one more thing?
Bush was
I don't know if it was Beluga or somebody that said it. Somebody said that Historia was still the queen and in charge.
Yeah,
That doesn't matter because Beluga had. Not Beluga. Wait, hold on. Floch had so many people in charge that it didn't matter what Historia said. It didn't matter what anybody said. He would get what he wanted. If he had the chance to kill Historia
No.
and restore Eldia, he would have done it.
You know it. Oh my god, that's so dumb.
It's a
He would
stupid
not
argument.
kill Historia.
Guys, if Floch was not a Jaegers anymore, he'd also be killed. I reject that argument. It's dumb. They were only united under him because the Aaron was going to save their country. So
Yeah.
it's foolish. But Kinda, listen. I understand that there's a difference. You can absolutely be a fascist without being in power. I understand that.
Oh god.
My problem is with you, not with you. My problem is that we don't know what his domestic policy would be after the war ends.
What
That's
would
what
what
I'm
would Floch?
saying.
So the only thing Floch could do that could convince you he's a fascist is get some kind of political power and then
Hold on,
enact
hold
fascist
on.
policies.
What do you
And if he
mean-
doesn't do that, he's not a
What do you mean
fascist. Is that
convince
what
me
you're
he's a
saying?
fascist? I mean, convince me he's a fascist. Number one.
Well, I'm asking, like, what would he have to do then? Is there just
Okay.
there's no way?
There's multiple
That's
things he could do. No. If he was a regular citizen, he were to be at a bar somewhere and he's saying, "Well, I think that we should be having internment camps and things should be segregated and we should have book burnings and yada yada yada." Fine, he's a fascist, of course. I have no problem saying that. And if he's in power and he's doing that, then yeah, he's a fascist. My problem is that he dies in the conflict. He dies in the conflict. We have no idea what his domestic policy would be. All we know is his foreign policy. That's all we know. Literally, all we know is his foreign policy. Which is why I brought Bush. I guess Bush is a fascist since he has conquered the world and he's an imperialist.
He kind of is, yeah.
He's not a fascist.
Oh my God.
The closest thing he could do is the Patriot Act. That's the closest thing you do to him being a fascist.
Bro took like
So you're saying Floch
I mean,
saying I want to reinstate the Eldian Empire, Floch killing Arlene civilians because they're inferior, Floch executing people whenever he felt like it,
That isn't
Floch
true.
taking power,
He
Floch and his
killed
boys
civilians
taking
for
power by
killing
force. All of that is not enough.
I mean, that just sounds like a skill issue.
War.
Guys, are we gonna move on?
Hold on, wait. One of
the
those
Brown
going
situation all over again.
You said that he wanted to kill them because, or he wanted to kill the civilians because he thought he was better than them. No, they were at war. Civilians are up in the air at that time.
Who are
The
you
same
talking
way civilians were up in the air with Annie Bertolt and Reiner when they, destroyed the walls. You can't just say that, Floch says he's better than the civilians. No, he just said that there's enemies because they're at war.
Collateral damage.
How is Bush a fascist? Yeah, I'll do this. Yeah, if Bush is a fascist, sure, Floch's a fascist. I'll say that.
Yo, can we move on to the next topic? We're going
Yeah,
to
go
This
ahead.
is the only
I
topic. This is the
disagree
whole
with
podcast.
everything you said, Kidna, because you're brain dead. Anyways, go
I'm
ahead.
not brain- no, he's not
Dude,
brain
you
dead.
said
Wait, stop.
you said a military coup is imperialism, man. Just
Yes, it is.
edit that part out. Edit that part out, Beluga. You're gonna make Andy look like a dumbass.
We interrupt this program for another ad. Enjoy.
What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you how to walk. Alright, so it's actually really simple, but people were asking for a tutorial on it, so here we are. So whenever you're trying to walk, just remember the acronym FUCK. F-U-C-K. So what you're going to want to do is bring your front foot into the air, then you're going to want to unite it with the ground. Then you're going to want to continue the motion with your other leg, then you're going to want to kick the ground.
Let's continue.
Should have just been me. Okay. Let's get some tweets.
But before we change
going to talk about
before we change the topic, so
after
can I get you to agree that he's a far right nationalist?
Of course, he's a far right nationalist.
Yeah, he's
W
nationalist.
for me. That's like half a step. That's like half a step behind fascist. So I'll take that.
Yes,
I'll agree
yes.
that.
You know why? Yeah, exactly. Which is why we don't have enough information to know, because he very well could be a fascist. I would not be surprised if I woke up in an alien empire and I have all my rights stripped. That's my thing. We don't know. It could go either way. That's my thing.
Do you think like a hyper militaristic far right nationalist society is a fascist society?
No.
No.
Okay, whatever. We won't agree.
Authoritarian part is crucial.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
authoritarian.
I mean, if Historia is in power, then it's authoritarian because she's a queen and queens are authoritarian.
No,
I mean, she's not really in power at all.
That's a monarchy.
I mean,
She's in power. Thank God, she's in.
A monarchy is an
Like,
authoritarian
it's out of
government. They
her
can do what they
hands.
want.
Exactly, but it's not a fascist government.
If it's
It
out
was
of the hands, then
delegates. They
she's not
had
in
the.
power.
Okay, let's just try to get some tweets here.
Wait, Beluga, I thought you had a timer, and also, we're going to talk about Hitch.
Yes,
No, I want to wait. I want to wait till the other guy comes on.
Just not talking.
I want to wait till the
Who's the other guy?
Because he gets, Lioness, Marlene Empire, your walls. I don't know.
I
what
thought we
it's
had
a
a
coup. It's a
special
coup,
guest.
it's a coup, not imperialism. I was getting mixed up.
Yeah. I'm glad you came to your senses, Andy. That was
Beluga,
kinda
you should definitely get a timer. I think we took a bit too long on that.
Oh, what happened,
Bro,
guys?
he
I
ain't
think
gonna
I guys
reply.
hated it. I think I hated my timers. I think I said hated it. What happened?
I mean, we were meant to talk. We were meant to talk one at a time, but it kind of turned into a little mini war there.
Now you
That's
understand
what happens
why
when
my debates are moderated.
you just wing it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. We literally winged it. But it's not.
We didn't have
okay. Here's
Beluga for the intro. I had to do the intro.
You guys
And
want
we
to
had
talk
to,
about?
and then suddenly, someone brought up the Floch thing, and then we
I
went
would only agree with Kidna if we heard about fucking Floch's home policy. That's
But
it.
to be fair, Beluga, this is. I mean,
We
We saw what the Jaegerists did, like in that one panel. We saw.
Okay. This conversation's already been had.
Yeah, we've gone past it. We've gone past it. Andy,
Okay,
Yeah, no one wants to talk about Floch's homosexuality yet.
Yeah,
Okay.
not yet.
No.
We need to have that
Floch wanted that
conversation.
Aaron was
one of my commenters.
Damn, that mic.
He's bisexual.
Okay, guys, listen. Hitch deserves a death penalty. Here's my argument. Okay, Hitch betrayed the Hitch. Listen to this. No, listen.
ITST. What noise was that,
Hitch.
I have something to say.
What happened?
Hitch betrayed the island. She let Annie, which is probably one of the worst threats to the island. She let her escape and go free. So, that is probably where the death penalty is just more bad stuff.
Okay, can I counter to that?
Go ahead.
Okay, so first of all, I think you got to realise that Hitch is a side character. She has no prevalence or anything to.
She's irrelevant.
And first of all, it's not like she let Annie go. It's not like she let Annie go. Wait, hold on, let me finish. It's not like she let Annie go. Annie said that she would transform if she tried anything. So, like, it's not really Hitch's fault. Continue.
For me personally, my counter argument is Hitch has a fat ass. That's what she has sex with
Same here.
You never see her ass. So
I just don't care enough.
Wait,
Okay,
I want to hear Beluga's counter
Hey,
argument.
Sensei. First off, how did Annie even get out of jail? She was in prison. How did she even get out?
Oh, I thought you were gonna counter his fat ass argument.
By Aaron.
I did count that
On
fat
my
ass.
end, I can't
Her
even
ass.
hear Beluga.
I
I'm just watching this unfold while I just can't hear Beluga or what he's saying. So,
Can anyone else hear me?
yep.
I
Yeah,
can
I
hear
can
you.
Yeah, we can hear you. Binger, I think you gotta leave and join back, because, like, Beluga's been glitching out sometimes.
Alright.
Okay, listen.
I'll be back
Sensei,
in a minute.
listen.
Yeah,
Listen. How did Annie was in prison? How did she get out?
I can hear you now.
she was
Aaron.
crystallized. She was in prison.
She
Got
wasn't in
out because
prison.
of
Do I need
Aaron.
to get my book and show you?
She was crystallized.
She was in an underground prison. Now you're trying to do interference for Hitch. Wow, the simping is insane.
But that
Wait,
doesn't,
but
but
Aaron
that
was
doesn't
the one
matter.
who did
I
that.
think he's trying to say, how did Annie open the door?
Thank you. See, thank you. Exactly. How did she
Okay,
get? Yeah,
now
how did she
can
get
I
out?
counter to that? Can I counter to that?
You
That
don't
was a
know.
question. That's a question. Explain to me how she got out of that prison.
Okay, now I can explain. Like I said before, Annie said to Hitch, if you don't let me out, I am going to transform and kill you.
Nope.
Okay.
No, bro. He's saying how did Annie leave her cell room?
I'm about to get.
She opened the door.
Get the volume right now. Hold on a
He
second.
opened the door. He's gonna
Get the
go
volume,
full
get the
on.
volume,
What
get the
chapter was
volume.
it?
He's gonna go full auto. She opened the door, dude. She did.
You just
But
need
I don't think that
Oh,
warrants
shoot.
the death penalty. I don't.
No.
Wait,
no,
can I
it's
say
not,
one
it's
thing?
not that particular part. It's not, what
Wait,
chapter
can I
was it?
say-
120? Oh, it's 120.
Can I say
What?
something to Andy? It's not that far. Okay, we can continue.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright, I just have to say that.
That's not a big deal. I don't think she should get the death penalty. But
Oh
that's
no,
just me.
it's not the negligence. That's not. No, she should be punished for that, but not for the death penalty. I'm talking about the other thing. But let me just get the actual volume, since people have extremely short memories. What chapter was it? Was it 124?
It was one. No, it was.
It was in the 120.
It was 124.
Yeah. Okay.
It was Thaw.
Let me start to share my screen. Yeah, here we go. Since we have an extremely short memory around these parts.
This is getting interesting. I literally said to you guys, there's no point debating on it. Come on, let's see.
Usually.
Well, actually, it was 125.
125. All right. I feel like a crazy. I was like, am I not explaining this properly? And then you're like, oh, why actually open the door? I'm like, yeah, okay, good. I was explaining it properly. They're just too.
God, those Alliance
sip too
episodes
much
put
to
me to
understand.
sleep. We
That
should talk
explains a
about
lot.
that sometime. Oh my God.
Okay. So I have it. Okay, let's share my screen. Okay. Does everyone see this? Okay. So we got the water puddles, right?
Wait, hold up. I can't see it.
Okay,
now
I can see now.
I can see.
Okay.
Water puddles, right?
Yep.
Water puddles. She follows water puddles. Okay. Now, how did Annie end up in this library? She's in prison.
She probably opened the door.
Hey, I mean to be perfectly honest, it sounds like Paradise is like really shit when it comes to cellmates.
Facts.
Oh yeah. Because someone was a negligent piece of crap and let an extremely dangerous individual be in an unlocked cell.
Hitch had one job. It was to watch Annie. That was her only job.
So you're saying Hitch did that?
I'm saying Hitch is she is an officer of the law. She's in charge of public safety. She has an extremely dangerous individual to the island, a person who's already killed a quarter of the population. Which, I'm not even gonna do that now.
Beluga, can I ask you this? How do you know that the doors were locked? Does it say it?
I was asking. Well, I was giving you a chance to explain. I said, "How did she get out?" I'm asking you, and you.
Damn that mic.
Beluga, I thought you would be more concerned with her not doing anything and forgiving her.
ICNC, do you not remember how weak she was? She kicked the door open. Mashallah.
But this doesn't.
Wow.
Don't title holders regenerate though? Don't title holders regenerate? They do, don't they?
Do you not remember how tired she was? Okay, you obviously forgot this chapter. That's okay. This released 4 years ago. Let me remind you of what happened.
Wait. Go on.
What?
No, I was going to say this. This is such a good point that I forgot. Eren, remember when Reiner took Eren? Okay, this is in a day sequence. Eren has his arms and legs chopped off. Correct. Now in the day sequence, he grows his legs and he nearly grows his arms, and he has the energy to run away. Look, he has the energy. Like, I want about running away when he's holding Mikasa. Look, Titan holders regenerate really fast. Just like Annie. And look what Annie's doing right here. Look what Annie's just doing right here.
Down by Hitch. She's too weak to fight Hitch. Look at this. No, look at this. Let's see the dialogue too. Let's see what the dialogue says.
Yeah. Keep scrolling down. I want to see what she says. Okay, I already cut myself.
Yeah, you don't understand how to transform. You're too weak. Okay, so as I said,
honestly, I don't see how this is Annie's fault at all. I mean, I don't see how this is Hitch's fault at all.
Okay. Let's.
Honestly, Beluga, me and you both hate Hitch.
No, hold on. Let's do this. There's a pedophile in a prison. You are an officer. You are in charge of keeping this pedophile in a prison. This pedophile just walks out and does whatever. You are negligent. You are responsible for that, and the entire town would rightfully be mad that officer.
You can't compare the two.
Wait. Armin's not in
much
this
more
panel.
evil than the pedophile. You're right. It's much more evil than the pedophile. But I'm just trying to give
you a
framework.
Hold on. This is two different time periods. That you're talking about.
Wait. Hold on. Armin's not in this panel. What are you talking about, pedophile?
He's trying to like.
What are you talking about? She's an officer of the law in charge of Annie, and she let her walk out. That's negligence. That's horrible. That is horrible. She's not just some random civilian. She's a police officer who's in charge of public safety. She endangered public safety by being negligent.
Wait. Hold up. Okay, you're saying this is in the time frame of so. Annie has walked out. She has walked out. Hitch has found her. Now Hitch has disarmed her. Hitch has got her on the floor. Okay, let's continue reading. Because so far,
ignore her negligence. Hold on. How bad was this negligence? How bad of an F-up was this?
You're asking questions that leads to nothing. Continue. Let's see where Hitch is wrong.
I'm trying to establish that Hitch is a bad person.
Hitch is a side. She's not really a bad person. Honestly, I thought you meant something else. But now that you mean this point is completely stupid. Can you actually show me where Hitch has done something really bad?
I'm just gonna. You just. Again, I don't know how many analogies I have to use. If drunk driving is an example, that's negligence as well. That's also bad. Like if a person crashes into someone, weren't meaning to, they were negligent, so they got drunk. Like if you left the stove on and your house caught on fire, you think your mom would come back home and say, "Oh, that's fine. ICNC, that's fine." No, she'd be mad at you and she'd punish you because you were negligent.
But that's a completely stupid and idiotic comparison. Beluga, I am asking you right now to show me what wrong.
Are you going to ignore this negligence
on the screen?
I don't know what cops do in the United Kingdom, but
over here, my God, that's what it means. Because I can see on the screen, Hitch has disarmed her.
Wait. Can I put my insight into it now?
Please, Mayor, please.
You see. So it makes sense why Hitch wasn't there in the beginning to look at Annie, but in this moment too, like I don't see any problem with it. I think what this conversation should be about is what Hitch says when they're at the horses. Because if you go to the page with the horse, Like, I feel like that should be the main point because Hitch said, "I have no reason to complain about you leaving."
Wait a minute. I have a point as well.
Beluga, you said we're gonna get to it. Let's get to it then.
Oh, because I'm not gonna let you ignore this. I'm not. It's like if Hitch kicked someone in the face and stole
Beluga,
I
have stated to you. I have stated no, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to change my opinion. I have stated to you that there's nothing wrong here.
I said, so you think officers should just have no responsibility to protect the citizens whatsoever? Zero.
No, now you're taking what I said out of context to fit your own scripture, so it makes you sound right. I did not say this. I said that Hitch did everything right in this situation, and now let's continue where you can actually show me that she's done something wrong.
Letting a person, a quarter of your population, just walk out of a cell, you think that's fine?
Oh wait, you know what? Actually, this makes me think of something for this particular moment. So basically, Hitch, the only reason she let Annie do what she did was because she didn't want to die, right? Like, realistically, it would be her duty to not let her leave like that. Like, she is not meant to be selfish. She's supposed to worry about other people. That's the soldier duty.
And I'm completely fine with that. And now I can say that doesn't really make her a bad person, because who doesn't want to live?
No. But for me, what I'm saying is that realistically, Hitch would get punished because she did what she did, but I don't think it would be like death penalty.
No, we're not talking about the death penalty yet. I'm talking about for this negligence. You think it'd just be like, oh, it's not, or you think it would be severe punishment? This is severe. Again, as I'm trying to explain to you, this is a person who killed a quarter, 1/4 of the country, 25% of the country's population that she just let walk out. I don't know what else to use. If you were like a parent and you let the pedophile, he got molested or something, would you say, oh, that's fine? No, that's bad.
God, this is such a bad comparison, Beluga. Leave the pedophile shit.
No, I'm not gonna leave it alone. You people don't get it. I'm gonna hammer this through to you because you have to understand that officers being
she's done something wrong.
Oh, and basically, to like some of what Beluga's saying, he's saying that Hitch is evil because she was being selfish in this situation.
Beluga, let me talk.
Let me talk.
No, you've talked enough. I want to hear Benjer.
What?
Okay, so I admit that Hitch was very irresponsible in this situation, but in all honesty, she was preoccupied with a lot of stuff, and I don't think she really had the time to be concerned about Annie because, the rumbling had just started at this point, right?
Oh, yes, I understand. No, I understand that.
So she had to clean up after Eren, and she had to check the damage. So he had no way of knowing that Annie was unhardened, so I don't think she probably thought that Annie was still, secure in herself. So it is negligent and it is irresponsible, but it's understandable because she had other things to worry about, and she had no way of knowing what happened to
Exactly,
Annie.
that's what I'm saying. It doesn't make her a bad person.
She's not a bad person. She's just
I'm not just a bad person yet. I'm not just a bad person yet. I'm saying all she do is lock the door. That's it.
No, she isn't.
We don't know if the door is locked or not. That's not specified.
Yeah, exactly. And now Beluga, you're fitting it into your own context.
Stop talking for a second. You think that the prison didn't have a lock? They didn't make the prison for Annie. Obviously, it's an underground prison, right?
Yeah, it did have a lock, but we don't know how she got out.
ICNC
said she just walked out, or she kicked the door.
Okay, can you let me explain this? Let me explain this. Okay, Beluga, you're saying, right? Forget the door being locked. Okay, forget the door being locked. She got out. That's what we know, right? We don't know if the door... Hey, ECM never specified this. This is his fault. Because now this stupidity, this complete stupid argument is being sourced. First of all, Hitch, even...
I said, how did she get out? You said she opened the door.
Wait, you're gonna let me... Can you let me continue?
It's less ambiguous.
Hitch, even if Hitch Hitch allowed her to get out, or Hitch, like, if she got out, what did the scene play? How the scene played out, Hitch played it perfectly. This isn't Hitch's fault. Hitch isn't a bad person because of this scene. Hitch is a bad person later.
I didn't mention anything after the scene. I just said that she's negligent, and as Mirror pointed out, she would be punished for this because
no. But you called her a bad person, though. That's the thing. She's not a bad person. No, she doesn't.
She doesn't deserve the death penalty for this.
She's not a bad person. She did everything completely correct. You can dislike her as a person. You can, because Beluga, what you're doing is you're making up in your mind that Hitch was lazy because okay, when you see a first impression of somebody, that later comes back to you. So you think that Hitch is lazy, and she didn't forget to lock the door, which never happened because Isayama never specified. Sorry, Victor, what were you saying?
He was taking care of all the people who are affected by the walls falling on the houses, right? So he was still doing something at least.
Yeah, she's
not like she was laying back eating potato chips on a couch while everyone was like dying. She was out.
Yeah, I swear, Peach was out
cleaning up.
Wait, before we continue, hold up. I need to turn Binger up because I feel like I'm talking over him and I don't want to be an asshole. Hold on.
No problem.
Before we continue.
I just spoke quiet than everyone else.
Wait, are you just speaking quiet or?
No, my voice is just naturally quiet.
Oh, okay, because I don't want to, because I feel like I'm speaking a bit louder. I don't want to speak over you, if you get what I mean.
Skill issue.
Alright, Beluga, cook.
Okay,
why is
so she is, hold on, to make sure I have all my facts straight here.
I think you guys talk more about Hitch, quote unquote, being terrible than we did talking about how Floch is not a fascist. That's crazy.
No, the thing is, I don't like.
Uninteresting to me.
The thing is, I don't like.
Okay, this right here.
But...
This right here. Okay, this right here.
Wow, okay. She's building a whole.
Wait, Beluga.
Leaving town.
Beluga.
Okay. Who just talked?
Me. I need to cook up this perspective before we get here. All right, so pretty much, as a summary, what I see is that it sounds more like he's saying that Hitch isn't a bad person, because she was, just trying to live and she already had to deal with the burdens of trying to help all these people. Did I get that right?
And also that she did her job correctly and she did everything that she was supposed to do. Yeah, continue.
All right, so for my perspective on the Beluga side, pretty much it's, the thing that he said about the duty, you see, like, it's more so, it's not like fully on the moral, like, before we get to the moral part, it's more so lawfully, like the law moral type thing. So like basically the fact that she didn't deal with the enemy and let the enemy, overcome her due to selfishness, she would be morally bad in terms of the law, more than like, just her, like what you guys are talking about, quote unquote moral. So it's more just like law breaking, right? And she would be punished because she let this happen, is what's being said.
But Beluga's not only saying that. He's saying in this instance, not even the law. She's morally bad person.
Honestly,
I know. But like that's the thing. Like I'm just talking about what's going on as of now. Like we haven't gone to that part yet.
Honestly, neutral centrist take. Beluga's right. She's a bad person. But it's not that big. It's not that big a deal. She's like a side character. She's kind of she's kind of a retard.
I'm aware I'm making a mountain of a molehill. I'm aware, but
Yeah, but she's hot. She's hot. I can forgive it. Just like I can.
I also agree with Andy. I also agree.
I agree with Andy as well.
Yeah, I agree with Andy. But one thing I'll say for sure though is that the moment that we're about to get to in terms of morals, Hitch is proven to be bad here.
Absolutely. Okay.
Oh, she's not.
So
she's doing.
Wait, let Beluga cook real quick.
Let Beluga cook.
Bro, I swear Beluga.
So does everyone see this? Does everyone see the screen?
Yeah.
Yes, and for the audio file, we're on the scan where Hitch is holding the horse's face or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You're smarter than I thought, Hitch.
She likes
Shut
animals.
up.
That means she's good.
Wait,
if you're saying you want.
I'm joking, bro.
Andy says you're smarter than I thought, Hitch. Hitch says shut up. Hitch continues. If you're saying you want to leave town, I have no reason to complain. And the best part, no more shifts having to stare at your face in the basement. So hold on a sec. So she let this person who killed a quarter of her country's population is a complete danger to her the civilians. Kill more people and kill people that she personally had to pick up. She was personally intimate with the destruction and evil Annie has done, and she's finally letting her run loose because she's bored watching her. There is no excuse. There is nothing you can say about this. This is purely and horrifically evil. This is treason of the highest order. Hitch should be hung tomorrow.
Based. Beluga converted me. I think this is the first time he converted me.
No, that's too extreme.
Bro, I mean, I'm just saying, like Beluga ain't wrong though about this morally bad Hitch.
Yeah, but not enough to be hung. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, to be hung. Nah, she wouldn't be hung for saying that.
No.
Betting this, what should her punishment be then? If not hanging.
10, 20 years in prison.
Her punishment is being in prison for 1 month.
1 month? Come on.
All right, fine. We'll say 15 years.
For the next 20 years.
And then we have Linus to speak as well. Go ahead.
Right. No, but I thought it was me and you going back and forth on this because
he's the Hitch expert.
Me and you are the most interested in this. Who is?
Your Walls is also Walls.
Oh, okay.
I said 10, 20 years. I think that's fair. 5 years.
Before we continue, Beluga, can you check that we're not going too long on this conversation because, like, we might just like waste our time just talking about this so long.
I mean, the stream is only 47 minutes right now, so.
I think Beluga brought up some really good points, but I think you're a bit too extremist and you have an extreme hate for
3 hours?
Hitch. I honestly think that hey, hold on. Don't get your panties in a wad. I would say at least 10 or 20 years, maximum, because she's not as bad as the other war criminals, like the actual one who committed the crime. If you want to apply a real world logic, you could say that the murderer gets life in prison or the death penalty, and then the accomplice of the murderer gets 10, 20 years. Well, her letting her out of, someone who destroyed a quarter of the population, that would be justifiably 10, 20 years, and she's a young person, so they would also take that into account as well. I think that she did some morally questionable things and is a gray character, but I don't really see her as a bad person, because I still think in season 3 she did a lot of good for the Scouts, and I also think in season 1 she did a lot of good for the military police. But the thing about Hitch is we don't see enough of her. Yeah, season 1, towards the end.
Well, she did season 1. She was actively undermining moral principles in season 1. You're talking about?
Wait,
no,
can I go next?
The military police.
She was bad in the military police in season 1. What did she do that was good in season 1?
Alright, could I
too?
Wait, can I speak?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Alright, so Okay, so, like Andy said, don't interrupt me, because this is gonna be my last and final take on it. Wait, don't interrupt me. I said don't interrupt. And the first thing you did was interrupt.
I didn't realize this was the president.
Okay, this is the last thing I'm gonna say on Hitch, because this shit's going on for too long. Right? Hitch is a bad person. I don't believe she did anything wrong. Everything she did was completely in her own safety. I'm talking about season 4. I don't really give a shit about season 3 because like it doesn't matter. Look, everything Hitch did was what any normal person. Okay, maybe not letting Annie go. Everything that she did leading up to what do you call it? The stalls and the horse, not letting her go. She did completely correctly, and I think any normal person in her shoes would do. Second of all, Beluga, you have a massive hate boner towards her. It's like she's a side character. She's done nothing wrong. She's a normal. She's just nothing. She's nothing. She's nothingness. What?
I do not have a hate boner against her. She's simply my least favorite character. The problem is that you are a simp. You think that her ass is fast. And you
What?
Yeah, exactly. That is a very valid reason to
I look
defend
like I have a hate boner because you view her with her.
Which would you rather be, her husband or someone who has a hate boner and goes to sleep horny every day?
I don't want to be her husband because she.
Can I wrap up my last point? Wait, can I wrap up my last point? All right. So, like I said, no, I do not like Hitch. I'm sorry, but okay, like I was saying. Sorry, I'm getting off track. I'm trying to stay this as quickly as possible so we can go on to the next topic. Blue has a hate boner to a side character. That doesn't matter. Nobody cares about her. She has no prevalence to the story. She means nothing to the story. The story is trash with her. The story is trash without her. This, what she did here was morally right, and anybody in her position would do that. Okay, this is the last thing we'll say about her. She hasn't got a fat ass, and the end. All right, let's go to the next topic.
Okay, let's move on.
Oh, no.
Oh my god.
And Josh is asking, cook.
I would like to point out that Hitch is such a character that all of us in this meeting will do the same as her. Because if you consider that someone as Eren will do the same exact thing,
I wouldn't.
As
I disagree with
Hitch,
you.
that will tell you something.
You understand what she did? She doomed her like compatriots to die because she let one of the main alliance members out.
The idea of Hitch is to have
right back to prison.
This character that is living her own life. But we don't know her past. We don't know what are her motivations. We only know that she's the only person in the entire anime that was able to beat Annie. And you may remember that in season
really
1.
Say that's a win. That's like saying Javonte Davis went into a fight without an arm. That's not really a win. But continue. Sorry.
What?
No,
I lost my train of track.
It's okay, man. I think we're done here. Let's just move on.
No. And fine.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe Beluga. Maybe you're right. Maybe I am psychotic like Hitch. I mean, I am lazy like her. Maybe you're right. I'm psychotic.
I would do the same as Hitch in that situation.
I see. Well, that's because I would do the same, but just because I personally think for Annie. But listen, ICNC, I believe the best of you if the pedophile was out of jail, you'd march him right back to where he belongs, which is the cell. I don't believe you would do that. So I think
can I just say something? I wouldn't march him back. I'd kill him. But all right, let's continue.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So as soon as Annie were to walk out of prison, I think that you would put her right back where she belongs.
But
I don't think you should just let her off, and the only reason you let her off is because you're bored of looking at her.
In conclusion of the conversation, Hitch was reincarnated into Attack on Titan and trained by a turtle in order to beat Annie.
Okay, let's continue. That is a great point.
The Attack on Titan. Look at that 284 likes. That's impressive. For me,
I think on Moss, you have like 1.5k. Alright, so the tweet goes as follows. This is probably my biggest AOT hot take, not even close yet, but as he said, I think Uprising is the best arc in the series because of how powerful and rich the world-building lore, thematic relevance. Okay, thematic relevance, character development arcs, incredible arc, especially in the manga. Like that goes without saying, because there is no Uprising arc in the anime.
What do you think is my biggest hot take, Beluga?
I think you agree with the whole chapter 6 thing, right? That Eren was killing the kidnappers.
My God, that mic.
I think that's the hottest one. That one people don't understand. It takes a lot of complexities and understanding if you're
hooked for that one. You know Ymir Rexus?
Yeah.
Yeah. He cooked me for that.
Wait, okay. I say we go one at a time about this tweet, and then I'll
give my final thoughts at the end. I'll give my.
Here's my thing. Okay, number one, thematic relevance. Okay.
Kenny and Uri exist, Beluga. They exist in this arc.
I know. I am.
Wait, let Beluga cook. Let Beluga cook.
I bring up chapter 67 or 69 all the time. However, the rumbling in Eren's journey and struggle for freedom, that is the most thematically relevant. This definitely for sure plays actor.
I didn't say Eren the most thematic relevant. Okay, I just said it's thematically relevant.
Okay?
I didn't say it's the most important.
Character development.
One of the most important.
Rumbling arc has better character development, has better thematic relevance. What else? World building. Okay, I'll give you that. World building, lore. Okay, lore, sure. But as far as
the founder in this arc. This is where the founder was they name dropped the founding titan in this arc.
Instead, I'll give you the lore. Lore and world building I'll give you. Maybe because we do have Ymir's backstory in Rumbling arc. Well, war parody Rumbling arc. But I can understand lore and world building, but the important things like thematic relevance, character development, character conclusions, which has to be the last arc, of course. But I think it's very much an error. This is the best arc when we have. I mean,
okay, I should Return
to Shiganshina relates more to the ending than Uprising, right?
The thing
we have Kenny and Yuri in Uprising. We have Erwin in who relates to Eren in
Shiganshina.
Rumbling arc. Return to Shiganshina.
No, don't. Okay, no. I will say this. This is a extreme hot take. If you think Rumbling is the best arc, please go back to watching fucking kindergarten TV shows. Anyways, what I was gonna say, season 3 part 2 is the best arc because I felt like that was kind of like a. Not only did it have the best emotional episodes, but it also had the best almost final boss-esque feeling to it. I guess you could say. Because I don't know about you, but when I saw the first episode, when I saw the first episode with Zeke, with all those Titans, and then them saying humanity versus Titans, I was like, oh man, this sounds like some, crazy video game where it's final boss time.
Came out the same time.
Everything came full circle, and I loved it.
Whose turn is it now?
I see, but if you read Return to Shiganshina with 138 and 133 in mind, 131, 131, 133, and 138, 139 in mind, it ties in very, very nicely with.
Is it my go now?
Wait, did you say Uprising or Shiganshina?
Season 4. Season 4 is worse than season 1, 2, and 3, in my opinion. I do not like season 4. There was too many changes, and I just did not like it.
Hold on, can I give my take now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright, so let me start off with saying, right, huge respect to Midge here. Look, this is blindly. I put this arc up with the likes of Berserk, Golden Age. This arc is this. I've never read something like this. So first of all, what does it do? Development for every single character. Historia, Eren, Levi, Kenny. Introduces one of the best characters of anime I've ever read. Kenny, what a sick character! It's what do you call it? This is 10 times better than season 3 part 2. I'm gonna say this right now. This is the season 3 part 2 is overhyped. It has
I disagree.
one of the best fight scenes. Levi fight scene. It took them a month to do this. What? What?
Let me ask you a question. I see. Do you think that Kenny is a better character than Erwin?
I didn't say that.
Well, y'all do all this and then I'll cook later.
Facts.
I'm just asking a question.
This is
Kenny's a great character, but is he better than Erwin?
No, he's not.
No, he isn't.
There's no way anyone in their right mind would say, "Oh, Kenny's better than Erwin."
I like Kenny more than Erwin, but I don't think he's objectively better.
Alright, let me continue.
So where you?
I'm even willing to admit this. I've said it multiple times. I said Floch and Erwin are neck and neck, but I slightly like Erwin more. For a moment.
Let me continue. Bluger, you made me remember something as well. Erwin gets development in this arc as well. Sorry, I forgot this. The arc story is so interesting. Okay, I'm a person that likes government like stories, like Jason Bourne. Jason Bourne is heavily into the government, so I like government stories, and like this, it ties in so well, and this arc the ending wraps around so well with his story. This arc is near perfect, and like this isn't even a hot take. This should be widely known, but AOT fan base is full of complete idiots that for some reason started hating on the opening of the anime, which is complete fire. This is one of the best arcs to ever come out of anime ending. Look, I'm on about the uprising arc.
That's too
Whoa.
It ended with Reiner and Bertolt.
What? Did you say if it ended Uprising is a good ending?
Yeah,
that is my hot take.
You don't want the time skip. You end it at Shiganshina.
You actually insane. I see and see.
I don't even care about that. I don't even care about
You're crazy.
Part 2. I'm sorry here.
Don't never cook again. Never cook again.
Never care.
Don't cook. Who let this man cook?
Get off the stove. Get off the stove.
Let me cook now. I can explain.
No. Yeah. Please do explain.
Season 3 Part 2 is like the core of the show. Like Attack on Titan is not Attack on Titan without Season 3 Part 2.
No disrespect to Uprising. Uprising was phenomenal, but the problem is that the other arcs are just generational defining arcs that are like the best piece of literature that this generation will ever see.
I take back what I said. I think I was just getting a bit too pro uprising, but I'm just saying how great it is. Okay, I take that back. Look, obviously, I don't think that.
For you. We totally agree with you. Uprising was an amazing arc, for sure.
All right, let me. It's about time, boys. It's about time. Let me start cooking. So.
Okay, go ahead.
So basically, you said that the fight scenes in Uprising were better than the Shiganshina. So my response to that is that the animation, the visuals, all that stuff, the fight scenes, they're amazing in the Uprising. But you want to know what it doesn't win over the Shiganshina? It doesn't win over the tactical fighting. Like, if you really think about it, not only did we get Armin's plan to defeat Bertolt by using Eren, and himself, like an unstoppable force, literally took down the Colossal Titan that can kick away the Attack Titan like nothing. But we also got to see their plan to take down the Beast Titan. That was also something that we actually thought everybody was gonna die. Like, and pretty much everybody did die. Only 2 people survived, and then Levi got the job done, but he still wasn't able to kill the Beast Titan. Like he would have if it weren't for the Card Titan coming in. But we also got to see Eren take down the Armor Titan again with his new hardening and using his tactical advantage as well for martial arts. The thing with Uprising is that they got amazing fight scenes, but they don't actually like use skill anywhere near the level as the next arc.
Wait, what? Yes, it does. At the last fighting scene when they're at that crystal place, that is, if you're saying that is not tactics, I do not know what you're talking about.
I didn't say they aren't tactics. I said the Uprising doesn't use as much tactics as Shiganshina.
That's true.
No,
like nowhere near, because if you're telling me that they only got one moment that can put them at that level, then it's definitely not at that level, because it has way more fundamental moments that
there was only 2 good tactical fights, the Irwin fight and the Armin fight.
3 little bros forgetting about the
I just said 3. Yeah, Thunder Spears. That's technically 4. That's 4. Those, like I said, we got Eren versus the Armor Titan. We got Survey Corp versus the Armor Titan. We got the Beast Titan versus the Survey Corps, and then we got the Colossal Titan versus Armin and Eren.
Yep.
But more happens in the Uprising arc.
I disagree.
So much more that happens than just.
Okay, so let me say something about the Uprising arc versus Shiganshina. So this I believe is just like undeniably factual, but the thing with season 3 and like part 1 versus part 2 is that part 1 prepares us for season 4 Liberio, but part 2 concludes the other 2 seasons, which is why it's core. Like part 1 was mainly about the lore aspect, like with his story and all that stuff, like preparing us for Eren's founding abilities, all that stuff, like Memories of Future. But it was more like a mini plot thread if you really think deep into it, because it doesn't go to the core aspect like part 2 does.
Yeah.
There's no Reiner and Bertolt in Uprising.
Exactly, like literally it was concluding the other Titan reveals and stuff, and part 1 was preparing us for Memories of Future and the Liberio human versus human, because remember Armin was like, Bertolt, these were the sights you were seeing as the Colossal Titan. It was just human versus human.
Yeah, no. So back to what I was saying though. I think two key plot points in Shiganshina that probably would have made AOT, one of the best animes of all time. First plot point that I wanted: if Armin died right then and there, he would have been one of the best anime characters ever made, in my opinion. And I've said it multiple times, but
Andy, the problem is,
let's cook and think about.
You keep saying that point. No.
So Armin has done a lot. So he's trying to negotiate with Bertolt. Bertolt says, you're devils, we're not gonna, negotiate with you. So then he transforms. He comes up with a brilliant plan to stop the Colossal Titan. And the only way to do it is to sacrifice his dreams, his hopes, his, connections to his friends, everything. And he does it. And he burns to a crisp, falling, 50 meters down. And because of it, that key defining moment where, Eren is talking about, I don't know if Armin's there, but if he just died after getting burnt to a crisp, I would have loved that very much, because I think Armin's character is complete. There is nothing else that Armin needs to succeed. He has become the, great tactician that the Corps wanted him to back in season 1, and there's no reason to keep him alive.
There's no reason to
Erwin, on the other hand, still is of importance to the corpse, and I do think that instead of, we're just, talking, a bunch of bricks here, but as opposed to having him be, the survey, or what's it called, a Jaegerist, he would be more so in line with, what's it called, the whole, we need to find a way to, take out our enemies tactically and not sacrifice the entirety of humanity. And I also think that there would be a other solution to the rumbling if Armin died as well. So that's very important. And then the second thing is, I think that if Siyama really wanted to end the story without a time skip, I think the beach is the perfect way to do that. Armin's dead. No. We don't see who else is there.
Wait, okay.
Maybe here's a what if scenario. Here's a what if scenario.
Quickly.
It's a what if.
Andy, you said
Attack on Titan.
And then after that,
Wait,
it basically just ends with, Eren getting his memories back or whatever, but you got to see the ocean with Armin, so at the end of the day, he realized that, he didn't ultimately want, a free world. He just wanted a free world with...
Well, Andy, here's the problem. Here's the problem. Yeah. First of all, this might sound selfish, right? This is selfish. I don't really care. I don't want Armin to die. He's the main character. What you said there was pretty...
Why? Because
first of all, he's the main character. I'm pretty... If I did not read season 4, if I did not read season 4, I would completely disagree with you. But after reading season 4, the ending, I agree with you. But the only reason why I disagree with you is because I like Armin too much for him to die there. Because I don't think that's a good enough send-off. I think he deserves more. There.
Here's the what if scenario.
Go ahead.
So Andy, you're saying that if Isayama didn't want to time skip, you think the beach would be a good scene for the ending?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so imagine in another world, right? Isayama decides to end Attack on Titan at the ocean, but he waits a few years and he comes up with Attack on Titan Shippuden, and Eren is now an adult.
Oh my god!
And he's like, let me think. Mikasa's the MC, right? And now Eren decided to turn evil and he's joined the warriors, right? Now Mikasa is now trying to chase Eren and she's like, Eren, come back to fight for Paradise. And the ending is Eren and Mikasa fight at the end, but then a new villain shows up, right? Zeke dies even though he's the main villain. And when Zeke dies, a new villain shows up. Just some random person who we've never met before.
Or it could be Grisha, and we just have a Darth Vader plot.
Yeah. So Eren and Mikasa team up and defeat the new villain, and then Eren is excused for all of his crimes, and he's just allowed to walk around freely, even though he's a terrorist, right? Because he was with the warriors. And then Mikasa becomes Hokage. I mean the Queen of Paradise. Mikasa becomes the Queen of Paradise.
I will say, if that was the ending, I feel like that would be better than what we got.
You know what? I'm just gonna say this now because like this is a whole different conversation, but another reason Shiganshina is better than Uprising is because they take Kenny's theme and then they conclude it within Erwin's character as a fuel for his speech.
And then it follows through into the Rumbling arc when Eren dies.
Yup, so basically they took what they learned and then they used it. They used it just to progress the plot. Like, and that was genius because that was like one of the greatest scenes in anime history.
Wait, which one?
Erwin's speech.
Yeah, definitely.
I love that speech, man.
Peak speech.
Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I will give credit where credit is due.
Alright, can I give my final statement on this take?
Go ahead.
Alright, this will probably be my last contribution because I have to go after this, but I'm going to explain this take, okay? So, I think I should have made it more clear. I don't actually think Uprising is the best arc. I just think it's my favorite arc. Okay, it's my favorite arc. I like it the most. Okay? So, the reason why is because I think this arc is the most important in Attack on Titan in terms of setting up the post-time skip story. Right? And as Mira said earlier, Mira already said this. Mira said that this arc is supposed to train us for the post-time skip era of Attack on Titan, all of that, right? The human versus human thing. And I think Uprising does that really well because it introduces aspects into the story that we've never seen before. And one thing about that is the tonal shift. Now, back when the anime for this was airing, and also the manga, I mean, I wasn't reading when Uprising was being published, but I know that there was some controversy about the manga as well, right? So, basically, Uprising had a whole different, like, tone and setting from the other arcs, right? And that was met with backlash. And basically, it's because Uprising is more of a political thriller than the bombastic action from the other arcs, right? Because in season 1 and season 2, Attack on Titan really was like a really epic, high intensity shonen series with a few like more nuanced elements, but it was mostly a really action packed series, and a lot of people who didn't really understand it that much only watched it because, you know, it's hype and it had cool openings, right? So obviously when you see the backlash towards Uprising, you got a whole different a whole different breed now, okay? You got a political thriller, you got no titans, and you got a whole new setting and cast of characters, and you're introducing so many new elements. Isayama introduced the founding titan, the concept of the memories, the future memories, Isayama set up a lot of stuff, important stuff here, right? And that's what makes Uprising so important, because it is the build. It's the foundation of Attack on Titan. It is what sort of holds the whole series together. It sort of makes the series just this perfectly connected puzzle piece, right? Because Uprising has the perfect sort of blend of the hype action and the political setting and the nuanced character stuff, and that's what makes it my favorite arc, because it's just the most important arc in my opinion, because it has the thematic stuff with Kenny and Uri. They're very important characters. They're probably not like actually that good, but like they are my top 3 and top 2 characters because I really like their storyline. I'll make a video about them soon. And it also had the stuff with Rod Reese. I've already explained why Rod Reese is such a good thematic foil to Astoria and her whole storyline. And yeah, you should check that video out. And anyway, it also introduced a lot of stuff about Levi. Now, Beluga, I'm gonna make a thread about Levi, so I'll explain that later. But with Levi, it brought a whole new dimension and depth to Levi that wasn't seen in the other arcs. And even though he did show a hint of nuance in the other arcs, this is where Levi truly becomes his own character, and he becomes his own sort of one of the best characters in the series, alongside Kenny, Yuri, Historia, even Rod to an extent. So yeah, this is the arc that truly ties everything together, and it truly makes Attack on Titan great, because without Uprising, we wouldn't have this important thematic stuff. We wouldn't have these moments of world building. It's the perfect way to do this stuff, because it's perfectly executed, it's perfectly written, it's just impeccably written. It's an amazing arc, and it's my favorite in Attack on Titan, and yeah, I don't think that will ever change. It's just my favorite arc.
Can we get a round of applause?
Nice.
Also, I think it's more relatable than the previous seasons, because you know it's more realism,
exactly.
Yeah, that's good.
more realism, more connectability.
Cooked. That
You
was
like
great.
the political intrigue?
Banger is freaking cooking.
I like the stuff in Uprising more than War for Parodies. I think the political intrigue.
The problem
You guys
is,
stop talking over each other for a second?
What?
Hold on a sec. I think we stop talking over each other for a sec.
Alright, go on.
I was actually talking first. Okay, so Vindra, I was asking if you like the political intrigue more in War for Parody or in Uprising.
I like it more in Uprising.
Gotcha.
Nice.
I disagree, but that's just my personal preference.
I'm gonna be honest. The anime of season 4 put me to sleep. The War on Parodies variant put me to sleep, bro.
Yeah, I've heard that from some AOR people. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, man.
Okay. It's just like what you prefer, like what kind of story you prefer, like.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the have you guys ever watched what's that movie with Jack Bauer? Designated Survivor. Yeah. It's like House of Cards, stuff like that.
Wait, Blue, Binger, can I say this one last thing? Alright, before you leave, there's one reason why people don't like Uprising Arc, because they cannot take the fact. They cannot take the fact that it is different and the story is developing. People want a tame, stupid story where it's just fighting.
That intro is so. In the first.
They didn't be
Okay, you can talk, Beluga.
Oh, I was just saying, sorry for that. But I was just saying, yeah, you're absolutely right. Like, people thought it was boring. People thought it was bland. They couldn't stand it. And, that's good. I'm glad. I think that they think that, which is a great sign for you to leave AOT and never watch it again. These people need to be gate-kept. And, I'm going to make a post about this later. I'll make a post about this later. But there's lots of things you can do to prevent this from happening. But, yeah, he's absolutely right.
Okay, so let me explain.
It's a great sign. Just people.
A great sign of the fan reception to Uprising is Red Swan. So you know how the first 3 intros were like really hype and like epic and bombastic, and it really made it feel like Attack on Titan was this big, Avengers level event thing, right?
Best opening.
That was like the vibe that it gave off, right?
Please don't say Avengers.
Yeah, that's a trash comparison, but basically, it was like a really hype sort of series, right? And that's by design. Because Uprising is supposed to completely subvert your expectations on all of this. It's similar to Beluga. I know you haven't watched Vinland Saga, but if any of you watched Vinland Saga, it's sort of like the Farmland Saga of Attack on Titan. If any of you know what I mean by that. Have any of you watched it?
I'm watching it right now, actually. I'm on episode 6.
The Farmland arc of Vinland Saga, it sort of like tears down everything from season 1, and that goes for Uprising as well. It sort of ties down that sort of give you a heart's mentality, It's like, it's not just humans versus Titans anymore. It's a completely... It's a more nuanced conflict than just humans versus Titans. Because now we know in Uprising that Titans are humans, right? And we know that the government is doing some sus stuff behind the scenes, right? And when we get the backstory of Owen and his whole thing, we know the government is not like a good political sort of power, right? Because they killed a lot of people. They killed Armin's parents, Owen's dad, all of those people, and that just shows in the first 2 seasons, the military was very glorified. They were sort of the only solution was to follow the military and follow their orders.
Yeah, exactly. We didn't know too much about them, but they were a higher power, yeah.
Yeah, so the characters get a new perspective, and they realize that it's not so black and white that the military is 100% right, nor is it wrong. So that's why Uprising just tears down everything that the first 2 seasons built up, and that's why it's the most important arc, because it sets up the nuanced political conflict in season 4, because now it's just not the military is right, Paradis is right, Titan's bad. It's multiple different people with their own motivations that you don't really understand who's good or who's evil. You don't know what these people are thinking, and that's what makes it such a intriguing arc to me. It keeps you on your toes all the time.
Cool. Well said.
Are you up?
Also, Red Swan.
Everyone. It's Quick Binger 1058. Is that what it is? 1058.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go subscribe. He actually does a lot of AOT videos, and he's done a couple on Uprising.
Yeah.
I haven't done one on Uprising.
Binger's Death Note videos too. He's very intelligent when it comes to Death Note as well.
His Near and Mellow video was peak.
Near enjoyer.
Yeah, not as intelligent as me, but yeah, right now, Joe. Yeah, you are.
No.
Tomorrow I'm gonna cook. Andy, tomorrow I'm gonna cook with my new.
Yeah, tomorrow we're gonna do a Death Note video, and we're gonna.
You're gonna cook? All right. Well, I just want to let you know that I disagree with almost all your points, but I respect them regardless when it comes to Death Note. Because I did watch your videos. They were good, but they didn't convince me at all. I've already, stated my claims.
Also, to add one more single point to Binger's Season 4 thing, technically Season 4 fuses the styles of Part 2 and 1 of Season 3.
Ew.
I knew Andy would cope with that, but it's all right.
Yeah. It's okay. I will say, Red Swan is peak. It's really good, and it also foreshadows that whole element of, the what's it called? The adults using like the paths to be kids, like the scene with Kid Aaron tugging on teenager Aaron, and also if you listen to the full song of Red Swan, it's the only one that hints at some of the trio being at the end of the conflict, which I really like. It's the only one that foreshadows pretty well.
It also hints that a certain somebody might not survive at the end.
Oh, here we go.
Just putting that out there.
Oh my.
Here we go.
Kid, no, we're not gonna do it just yet. Come on, bro.
Just putting that out there.
Oh, I thought he was talking about Aaron. No. AOE isn't real. Go to your site.
Kinder, listen to me. I'm glad we got you to understand the whole Hitch thing, but please seek help. Okay.
Kidna, like go to bed. We ain't having this conversation yet, bro.
I'm going to bed.
I don't think anyone here agrees about AOE except Kidna, which is funny.
We will have an AOE debate soon. Okay, we will. I promise you.
I'm like Erwin's dad, and you guys are like the good little government soldiers.
Also, shut up, Kidna and Binger. Binger, good night, bro.
I'm not a hope child. I'm not on coke or anything. I just want AOE to happen to make me happy. I don't.
You deserve it.
Really make me happy.
I got good news for you.
The story to end at this point. I don't care.
What do I always say?
Mira, give me some good news. Mira, give me some good news.
I'm glad you're not happy. Deserve this for not liking the ending. Suffer.
The ending sucks. The ending is trash. The worst thing I've ever seen.
Something that pissed me off recently was a Zero Cage video where he said something about Mikasa dying. If that happens in AOE, I don't want AOE anymore. But I just want it to happen.
Too emotional.
Dude, no one loves Mikasa here more than me. But I need a good story, man. A good story.
Hey, you want to debate on that?
See a Binger.
You want to debate on that?
I'll debate that right now.
You're too emotional.
Oh my God, Kidna saying something's more important than Mikasa?
Watch his videos, guys. Subscribe to Binger.
Yep. Bye.
If Mikasa has to die, sure. I mean, she's not going to at all.
No.
But it's emotional. This whole thing.
She's not dying.
If characters are there,
that concludes this podcast.
Does
watch all the.
What are you doing, Charlie?
Why? We got like 2 hours left. What are you talking about?
Oh, just usurp my authority. Wow.
Hey, yo.
What? The podcast is over already?
Who said I'm coping? Wait, who said I'm coping? Somebody said that.
Oh, no. We're talking about, what's his face? Mr. Mikasa Toenail Enjoyer. What's his name? Kinda. Yeah.
He also likes Pokemon. He has no shame or morals.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy hell.
I've thrown away my shame and morals like years ago.
Damn, really?
How leave him alone? Oh, we started live.
I'm a Hitch fanboy.
Okay, are we live?
All right, everyone, we caught Beluga finally loving Hitch. Let's go. You know what? Let me put this in my shorts.
All right, thank you everybody for watching. Beluga is amazing. Keep watching his podcasts, his videos, his little quizzes that he makes, and we'll probably see more of these in the future. I hope you all have, a good night. And I'll turn it over to Beluga and Isaac and Kidna.
As a British person, I always have to say, as a British person, I have to say cheers, cunt, and goodbye. All right.
Bro, you're British? What?
All right.
Yep,
Take care,
that's
everyone.
it for today,
Bye.
guys. Thanks for watching.
Yup, and just to end the video off like last time, all of your opinions don't matter because you have conflicting opinions, meaning you don't understand the story. Thank you, everybody. Amir closing out.